So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the exercises that we're going to do today, remembering that everything is optional. But first, before we get started, I want to make sure two things. One, you have your water off to your side, but even more importantly, that you have clearance to be doing this. Everything is optional, as you know, with any of my classes. But what I do want to point out, we're going to be doing some low impact moves, some high impact moves, low and high intensity moves. So at times, one or both feet could be off the ground, and at times we're definitely going to feel that heart racing. So let's start with that basic march. Hopefully you already started joining me. Start to pump those arms, pick up those knees. Good. How have you been? I've missed you. How is it going on quarantine? Let me know. Tap one foot back at a time. We're just going to start to lightly warm up the body, get that blood flowing. Welcome to my home studio. Next time you're in the States, definitely come on by. I'd love to see you. But hopefully I get back out there pretty soon. Good, we're just gonna step to the side and push off. Alternate, step to the side and push off. 2 more each way, just starting to wake up the body. Let me tell you a little bit about what we're gonna do today. We're not gonna have too much time to settle in to whatever it is that we're doing because I'm gonna keep our mind active while the body stays active the whole time. We're gonna run through 2 cycles of exercises. Each cycle has 12 segments. I know, don't worry, I'll keep track of it, and so will the timer. We're going to challenge our cardiorespiratory system. We're going to stretch a little bit at the end, working on flexibility, but in the meantime, we're gonna work that core strength. We're gonna get that heart pumping, those lungs really active. So, you ready to join with me? And if you notice, I don't have any equipment out. So we can do this anytime, any place. All we need, let's strap on those shoes if you haven't yet, and we'll go ahead and get moving. I'm gonna start our timer. Here we go. The first exercise we're gonna start out with is squats. So feet hip width distance apart, knees are bending. I'll show us from the side. We're gonna inhale on the down, exhale to push back. We are gonna do 30 seconds of each exercise. We'll move on to another exercise. After we've done 12 total, we're gonna circle right back around. Showing you from the other side. I want you to inhale down, exhale, squeeze up. Inhale down, exhale. 2 more seconds before we move on to a plank pose. Hands come down onto the ground, 1 foot back and then the next. I want you to think of a nice, long, strong plank. Maybe a surfboard. Have you ever been surfing? Oh my gosh, it's such a great activity for the body. It really engages everything. We have 13 seconds. Hang in there. Remember, at any point, you can set those knees down gently to release a little bit, but keep zipping up on that belly button. 2 and 1. Let's step forward. Bring your left leg forward, your right leg back, and we're going straight into lunges. Notice that I have my hands on my hips. My shoulders are stacked over top of those hips. My back knee is bending down, and now I'm mirroring you, but I'll show you from this side what it looks like. We have 2 separate tracks that we're on, and we're gliding that back knee down and up. Inhale down, exhale up. Good, 4 more seconds. 2 and 1. Let's just step forward, go right into the other side. There it is. Waking up the body. Just remember, we're only about 1.5 minutes in, so hopefully you're like, oh yeah, I'm here. My blood is starting to pump, and I'll show you from the front angle. Just for the last 15 seconds. If you'd like, you can take your arms off to the side. I started to wobble a little bit. I like to pretend like I'm holding on to buckets of paint. 2 more lunges right here. And then we're gonna take it into some jumping jacks. So, low impact option, 1 foot out at a time. High impact option, both feet out at the same time. Increase that intensity, add the arms up overhead. Anytime you take those arms overhead, you increase your heart rate. What does that do? Strengthens it, right? Get that oxygen flowing, get that blood pumping. 3, 2, 1. Let's come into a forearm plank this time. If you do have a mat, it might feel good to put it down, but I want us to remember, shoulders are in alignment with elbows. Wrists are pushing either with fists or fingertips spread out. It's up to you. Ideally, we have our arms out like goalposts, right out there. If you'd like, you can interlace the fingers. You have 5, and shuffle with me. Let's work on some lateral motion. We really need to focus on the sides of our legs. Too often, we're just walking forward. Good, so tap. Right here, shuffle, 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 tap. Shuffle, 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 tap. There we go. Woo! Hopefully the heart is starting to go up a little bit. We're gonna come into our next movement here. Next time we come through center, there's our buzzer. Low squat. Just a nice low squat. So, feet hip width distance apart, knees bent. Right here, and we're holding. Maybe take those arms forward. Can we sink our booties a little lower? Are you breathing? Maybe take your hand to your heart and just check. My heart's beating a lot faster than I thought it might be only a few minutes into this workout. We're gonna take it into another cardio move called bob and weave. So step, step. So just like, bringing that heart rate down just a little bit, but imagine like you're going underneath something. Understand, understand. It's really important actually to understand how you feel in the moment. It's going to affect your movement patterns. Good. Maybe add a punch. Very nice. Maybe about 2 more each way. 3, 2, right into jump rope. And again, we can just lift one heel at a time. Remember, keep those elbows in nice and tight by the sides. You can jump it side to side, work those obliques. There you go. Maybe even turn to the side with me. Oh, it's so good to be back with everybody. Ooh, I'm gonna reverse the direction of my arms. Makes it feel like I'm getting a little bit of a bicep curl. 3, 2, 1. Woo, standing obliques now. So let's stand into your right leg, and we're going to crunch. We'll exhale, tap down. Try not to do that. So I want it to be a crunch and then a crunch. One side works, the other side works. We're staying on one side the whole time. It's a lot of challenge for that standing leg. Let's do one more. And then you know what? Go right into the other side. We exhale to pull it up. Inhale to open. Remember, grab a sip of that water anytime you need it. Woo! I'm already starting to feel it. Oh my goodness. Well, guess what? I have some great news for us. After we finish this side for our obliques, we're at the halfway mark, which means we have the option to repeat the same series just like we did before, or I'll add a variation to intensify the experience. So here we go, back into our squats. Maybe alternate knee lift. 30 seconds, stay with me. We're over that hump, right? So we just completed our halfway mark, which means everything is downhill from now. Maybe add a kick. So we squat, inhale, exhale, I want you to explode. Inhale, abs draw in, very nice. Do you remember what's coming up from the beginning? Can you think all the way back from then? That's right, plank pose. Can we vary it slightly? Could we tip forward and back in a sawing motion? Woo, do a quick check-in with yourself. Is your heart rate a little faster than you hoped or anticipated? If it's a little too high and it's uncomfortable, maybe come to your knees and just take a breather. We have 3 more seconds in our high plank. 2 and 1. Let's get into a lunge kick. So we're gonna come back into that lunge, staying with it, or adding a kick. Inhale down, exhale kick. Notice it's now a full body movement. I dip down, I kick forward. Let me scooch back so you can see. Dip down, kick forward. Dip, grab a hold. Good, you can even add a little leap. Down and up. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna switch sides. Dipping it down. Think about that. Back knee gliding down. We scooch back so you can see even more. Kick, bend down. Woo! Good. Think about shoulders gliding over your hips the whole time. One side's always going to feel a little funkier than the other side. This one for me, definitely, because I sprained my right ankle. So the stabilization on one side's a little harder. Okay, we're One option, lower. Second option, third option, star jacks. Out and in, out and in. Woo! Oh, I promise, it's worth it. I'm just gonna take 3 right here as a break. Jump. Let's do 2 more. 1 more, woo! Marching it out, what's next? Forearm plank with tiptoes. Oh my gosh, I just need a moment here. Let's find ourselves again. But thinking about if you were in yoga, what would that look like? The hips can pike up and then come back down. Hips can pike up, toes can walk in, and then walk the toes down. Using your abdominals, using your back body. We are done right here with that. Woo! What's coming up next? Let's shuffle and kick. So we remember this move. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna add a kick. 3, 2, 1, kick. Which leg? Here's what I say. Choose one and be grateful that you can kick it today. There's no wrong way to do this unless you're creating some harm to the body. We want to be respectful of how we feel the whole time. We want to stay together with our breath. All right, we're gonna low squat pulse now. So we had that low seat. Again, check your heart. Let's do that, hands on the heart. How is it beating? How's it feeling? Feel free to step the feet together, knees together. Let those ankles come together. And just reach forward. I'm gonna show you from the side. My arms are trying to reach parallel to the ground. And I'm just pulsing that booty down, down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have bob and weave with the shuffle. So we remember this where we get underneath. Now we're gonna shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Woo! I lost track of us. Hup. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Hup. Shuffle, shuffle. Knee. Let's add that knee. 1, 2, 3, and bob and weave. And knee, bob and weave. Last one. Woo! All right, back to jumping rope. Remember, one heel can be on the ground the whole time. Both heels can be off. Maybe both feet come off. If you want to get a little creative, a little fun, play around with that pattern with your rope. The great thing about this, ladies, you won't trip on this rope. If you do, let me know. Because then there's something fundamentally off on your practice. Oh, all right, we're almost there, we're almost there. We're gonna bring that heart rate down to some standing obliques. Right here. But if you want to power through that last minute with me, we're gonna add that back curtsy lunge. Back curtsy lunge. There we go. Ladies, we have less than a minute to go. Guess what? We actually have less than 40 seconds to go. Lift it up. Let's do one more on this side. Set that foot down, and again, that's the curtsy lunge. That's the oblique crunch. It can be both. Curtsy. Exhale to crunch. Inhale to open. Oh, as you can see, I'm starting to get a little wobbly here. Oh, have you had a chance to sip on your water yet? Do you know what's coming up next? Tell me. You know, in 3 seconds, we get to bring that heart rate down. Oh, let's just walk it out together for a moment. Let's high five. Woo! Right there. Yeah, we did it. We did 12 minutes of really raising that heart rate and pulling it down a little bit, of strengthening our core body, and then releasing it a little bit. Just widen the stance, almost like you're gonna dip your toes deep down into water to see if it's nice and cool or warm. Swish across, almost like you're clearing a counter space. Good. Little march, grab that sip of water if you need it. Really important to hydrate, ladies. Please. Especially while we're on this quarantine, it's easy to forget those basic habits that we really rely on to keep our bodies healthy and strong. Is your heart rate down? Mine's still up a little bit, so I'm just gonna continue to march as I take us through a gentle cool down phase. We're gonna reach our arms up together. 2 more like that. Inhale up. And exhale down. Maybe add a little walking pattern with it. Inhale, walk backwards. Going on a diagonal, as you can see, because to uninstall this pole every time would be a little bit too challenging. Reach it up, take a big breath in. We're gonna grab one wrist to go up and over. If that's a little too intense, just create like a little teacup effect. Hand on the hip and bend and reach. 3, 2, stretching out those obliques. 1, I want you to roll through center and let those arms just sway about, just like the trunk of an elephant. Just swaying, swishing. Keep them through center and shimmy those shoulders as you come up to stand with me. Reach those arms up. That's our bell. We have 1 minute to go. Reaching for that side stretch. Whew. Stretching out those obliques. 1 more time, all the way up. Round down. Stay here. Just shimmy side to side through the spine. Good. When we restack our spine, I want you to imagine like you're coming up against an imaginary wall. The head will be last and the shoulders relax naturally. Very nice. Let's take our legs out to the side. Just get a little nice side stretch. We'll inhale to come down, exhale to come up. Inhale down, exhale, come up. Now remember today, ladies, we worked full body. So if there's an area on you that feels tight, feels tender or sore, definitely encourage you to stretch it a little bit more. Send one heel forward, the other foot goes back. We hinge at the hip. The knee that is bent, we'll take our hands right above that knee or up in that hip crease. And oh, lift those toes, feel that nice release of the hamstring. We're gonna step into that front foot, big breath up. Step both feet together, and then the other foot goes back. Get a nice little reach for a lunge, and then slide the foot in, drop the heel, lift those toes up from this side. We have our toes reaching for the sky. Our drawn in abs are helping our spine stabilize. Did you break a sweat? I know I did. I think I'm still sweating right now. We're gonna step forward with both feet and roll ourselves all the way up. Lift that chest, bring the arms down. Let's do that one more time. Slight bend in the knees, circle the arms out and around. When you're at the top, maybe soften the eyes, push the feet into the ground, reach the pads of the fingers together, and soften your hands down by your heart. Let's place one hand on top of the other, both on your heart, and just check in. Feel that beat. Listen for your breath. You're here. We're together. We're gonna get through this together. Go ahead and open those eyes. Thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see you next time.